Here's everything you need to know about finding a rental here in Banff, Canada. Spring snow. In the last 2 weeks, I've been inundated with messages about finding rentals in Banff. So this is absolutely everything you need to know, along with a guide for free at the end. And the first big caveat is, unless you're rich, you need to be working in Banff to live in Banff. Finding a job is probably the easiest part about moving to Banff, and I'm not going to go into that. But a lot of people come to Banff without a job secured, so the first thing they would typically do is go into some kind of short-term accommodation, like a hostel or a hotel. And then you can use the address of the hostel or hotel as your postal address. And then once you get a job, you have two options. One, staff housing, or two, private rental. The first option, staff housing, that is by far the easiest way to get into accommodation. But the difficulty lies when you start looking for private accommodation because it's just so scarce here. So I've put together some steps, and a couple of mates of mine have just gone through this process and they got a rental within a couple of weeks. So I promise you it works, and I promise you you'll get a rental if you follow these steps. Firstly, get all your documents ready. So your proof of employment, your rental or character references, your ID, and have your bio written. Secondly, join the 7 different Banff housing Facebook group, and I'd be constantly checking them 2 to 3 times a day. I've got the list of those groups and how to write a bio in the guide, which is free at the end of this video. Next, check Facebook Marketplace a couple of times a day because a lot of rentals get posted on there. And I think there's no harm in doing a post on Facebook Marketplace and those 7 groups, but it's pretty low yield and it's completely flooded, so don't expect anything from it. Word of mouth is the absolute main way people find rentals, so tell everyone you meet, your co-workers, friends, managers, people at the pub, everyone. Most landlords don't even advertise publicly and would rather rent someone that's recommended to them. Next is going into all the real estate agents and property managers in Banff and Canmore and registering your interest with them. They often keep a wait list, and I've put the list of 5 of them in that guide at the end of the video. Second last is looking at all of the online forums and registering your account and interest on there. And my final point is to get in fast, message really quickly, and to just be really flexible. Be flexible with when you can go and view the property, be flexible with the landlord, be flexible with what type of rental you actually want to stay in, whether that's a share house or a private. Sometimes it's better to just get something and then upgrade later than to not get anything at all. And like I said a little bit earlier, I've put together a 12-page guide on finding a rental in Banff. And it goes into detail about a lot of things like all the companies that offer staff housing, all the Facebook groups you need to be in, how to write your bio and your Facebook post. Yeah, I hope you find that genuinely useful, and feel free to get in touch if you have any questions. Cheers.